Welcome back to GSL Code S. Upsets already today, actually. And frankly, I think it's probably the biggest upset out of the round of 32 so far. I really did not see Boom Boom.
I didn't think that would happen.
Manhandling Hyun. That was a shocker.
Hyun's EVZ has been in great shape recently just because of last GSL run, if nothing else. But Boom Boom just kind of handed his ass to him, Tasteless, for lack of better terminology.
Hey, you know, it's going to be really hard for Hyun now because YoDa and Squirtle are solid.
Yeah, they are. This is not the right situation for Hyun. Like, this is...
And I think we saw him a little bit stressed out in the booth, and I mean, it makes perfect sense. I think he was probably expecting to not worry about Boom Boom beat him and then worry about what these two guys are, that we're seeing here today.
You know, the main problem is that the players that play in the second match always advance this season. So
this is true, guys.
There's
so
no
far,
possibility these Zergs
I don't even know why we have the group phase. We've already figured out how this works.
Well, I want to watch this TVP, see who gets first and second between these two.
Yeah, it's just to learn.
Yeah.
So YoDa, I feel like a player who is oftentimes overshadowed by Nesty, MVP. Likes of those guys, even Younghwa, I feel, overshadows YoDa.
You know, he did pretty well at IM Katowice.
Yeah.
Did end up getting slaughtered by parting, but who doesn't, aside from Dream, apparently. No, I mean, he's a good, solid player. But this man right here, a nerd after my own heart. Squirtle. The thing is, I love parting. I love Raid.
I've got an update for you, Artosis.
But Squirtle's my favorite.
I'm going to accept your apology in advance. It says milk can cause mucus from people who are suffering from the flu.
Well, I'm glad that one guy on Twitter agrees with that old wives' tale, but last time that I said it, like a million people point out that it's old wives' tale.
Really?
So, I don't know. There's going to have to be more research.
What is what to the bottom of this? We're going to outsource our research. We're going to crowdsource it to Twitter.
Yeah.
I want a full detailed report.
Yeah.
Cracking your knuckles is not bad for you, right?
No, it's not.
It's not. It actually is. It's
like a
supposed to be good
reliever.
for you, right?
Yeah.
Cracking your back is also supposed to be good for you.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of back cracking you're doing, but yeah.
Breaking your spine probably isn't good, but maybe just getting the kinks out.
Only in Mortal Kombat. You ever played Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, of course.
Who'd you play?
Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero.
Oh, I want to give you a titty twister right now.
Yeah,
you nerd.
Well, I started Sub-Zero, then I went to Johnny Cage. This is all Mortal Kombat 1. And I played with Raiden a little bit, and eventually I liked Liu Kang as well.
I played Raiden.
Those are the four characters I use the most, but I actually got pretty good with Johnny Cage at one point.
Wait, I understand when you played Sub-Zero because, let's face it, at our age when Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 were out, like Scorpion and Sub-Zero were like so cool.
Yeah,
I'm like, he wears a mask, but what does he look like?
Well, my brother chose Scorpion, so I had to use Sub-Zero.
Oh,
right?
there you go. There you go.
That's the way it was.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero are cooler than Ken and Ryu.
My older brother that missed the fighting game train, he only used Raiden, and he only did like the flying head.
Yeah, the one where he's like surfboards into your stomach. We'll continue this conversation after I intro these players. In the upper left-hand corner, don't laugh at me, Artosis. In the upper left-hand corner, purple. I think it's the first purple Terran we've had here. He is.
YoDa.
This is our first purple Terran, right?
I have no idea.
Somebody let me know. I'm going to crowdsource that too on Twitter. In the bottom right, a finalist of the GSL Code S, he is
Squirtle.
Okay, so you said you played Raiden. You did the surfboard move?
No. That was my older brother did that.
Oh, right. Sorry. Which edition of Mortal Kombat did Reptile come out on?
I don't remember. I didn't play much after the first
Scorpion,
one.
Sub-Zero, Reptile. Then it was Shadow, right? Shadow came along.
Something
or no,
like
Smoke.
that.
Not Smoke, not Shadow.
Smoke was yeah. I think you're right.
Shadow's Final Fantasy 6 or 3, depending on.
I didn't really play much after that, though. I liked Street Fighter after Mortal Kombat 1.
Street Fighter's actually better. The new Mortal Kombat 9, right? That was supposed to be good.
Yes,
right?
Some people said it was pretty good.
The problem for me is, for those of you guys who don't know, Artosis and me actually hit up arcades pretty frequently. There's no Mortal Kombat out here.
That's true.
There's literally zero. Nobody plays Mortal Kombat out here.
It's weird. Well, don't worry, Tasteless. I'm sure at the next EVO, a Korean will win the Mortal Kombat anyways.
That's what's going to happen in all fighting games. Eventually, people are going to fight the Koreans.
Everyone that likes video games everywhere, the Koreans are eventually going to win everything.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world we've been living in for 15 years. All right. So let's talk about this match a little bit. Squirtle, I love him. He's doing the same build he was doing before last was it last season or was it? No, it was Up and Downs, right? So anyways, he does a Scoutless 2 gas, and he has a bunch of different builds that come out of this, and you can't tell which one he's doing. He hides it.
He is the absolute best at masking a build.
Yeah. And every single time, it's the same thing. He starts the Zealot, and then he cancels it when the core finishes to make the Stalker, and that Zealot only pops out if he deems that he needs it. And, I mean, he's just going to chase the SCV away with the Stalker and do whatever he wants. And Squirtle, you know, some people mass builds, yeah. Squirtle is the only person that every single time that he's playing against Terran has stuff like this, where he has, like, one opener that has, like, 5 things that come out of it.
Yeah, and frankly, guys, if you really, really, really want to get good, like, tournament good, you should study Squirtle's builds.
Yeah,
actually...
In fact, the reason why Parting got so good is because he took all Squirtle's builds.
Yeah.
Like, Parting was a Squirtle clone for a while, but Parting actually has, like, infinitely better control. And now he doesn't just use Squirtle stuff, but back when he was first coming up, he did.
Yeah.
So, like, Squirtle is a brain, man. He is.
No, he's
so
smart.
Good. So we see he's going Gate Robo Gate. He's probably going to go ahead and expand off this, I think.
It's like a build I did.
And do an Immortal push.
Yeah.
Like 2 Immortals, maybe 4 Sentries, some Stalkers, and an Observer, and just, you know, do some nice force fields, maybe kill a bunker, kill some SCVs, stuff like that.
Can I just tell you something?
Yes.
My fingernail is killing me. Earlier this week, guys, I tried to open up my cell phone case, and my fingernail like went under the magnetic thing that keeps the cell phone case under, and it's like actually like so painful, and like I'm just sitting here like squeezing my finger in pain. Yeah. Like I don't even know what Artosis is saying right now.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm sorry. That does suck. When
Artosis is talking, all I hear is like meow, 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 and then I'm like comes back to me, and I'm like, there's pylons, and he's like meow, 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 meow. No,
by the way,
go ahead.
Please notice that Squirtle is long-distance mining with a few probes.
Is that because he's saturated in his minerals?
Yeah, he has the saturation in his main, and I guess that at this map, this is going to give him a higher mineral intake. I don't actually know the math exactly behind this, but also if there were a Hellion drop or something like that, this would be a better situation.
It's actually funny because if we didn't know this as commentators, yeah, most people would just be like, oh, he's already mining from his expansion, but the Nexus isn't done.
I know, there's reasons behind everything Squirtle does always.
There's no mistakes happening here, folks.
So he's moving out with 4 Sentries. His second Immortal is about to pop, so it's exactly that push that I was talking about before. He has the Observer already over in his opponent's base. We'll see how well YoDa does at holding this. This can do a lot of damage until Medevacs are out. Even against Stim, if you have enough good force fields.
Immortals are just so good early game. I mean, even the units that they're not made to beat, they beat anyways. So it's like... Okay, so he's going to get an Observer over here. He's going to warp in on the high ground. Oh, he already has an Observer there.
Yeah, he'll make 3 Zealots into the main base.
And then he'll hit the front.
That's right. And the thing is, YoDa has to react perfectly, basically. And look at this. He's coming over with this depot. That's important.
Like, actually blocks him from making stuff up there. That'd be so funny.
Yep. And here we go. He's starting to hit the front now. And look at that. Beautiful. Takes out the first in just a matter of seconds. A nice transfer from YoDa. In the meantime, the Zealots are going to the main base. He has to be very careful about how many units he sends where.
All right. So he's going to see the Marauders over here, and that should trigger him to attack the front again. Or not. Excuse me.
And, well, you know, there's a lot of SCVs there. He's waiting for some shields to come back as well. And he's got to be careful with that one Immortal that's already taking a lot of damage. That would be a good thing to target down now. He does pull it back. Beautiful pullback there.
Micro here.
Yeah, and he's doing a good job. He has to be really careful because Stim's about to finish. He may have overcommitted. He's got to actually throw force fields. Like,
he's got to be careful. Okay, nice save. There you go.
Okay,
that was a very good save.
If he goes home right from here, that's going to be the best scenario for him. He's killed 8 SCVs. And, hold on. As far as resources lost, Squirtle did win out in that slightly. And he has solid tech overall. He's in pretty reasonable shape. You know, the medevacs are a little bit slower this game than I think YoDa would appreciate against this, because if you can get medevacs out quickly against this, then it can be hard for your opponent to hold, because he spent so much money in the early game not developing his economy, but rather getting this push out there. So he doesn't have that many units for this moment in the game.
All right, the Twilight Council is now done. And same with the robotics support bay, armor on the way. And we'll have to see how much damage he can actually deal here. He doesn't have any medevacs in his army.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be pretty unforgiving if he makes a mistake here, especially with the amount of force fields he actually has access to. Squirtle does.
And he's already, some of his units are hurt, so if he actually stims and goes in, that's pretty dangerous.
Well, you got like one shot. If he stims, it's like you better do all the damage you need to do in the next... you know,
if the force fields are perfect against something like that, then I think that he's like.
I don't even think he's going to go in.
Yeah, I think
YoDa's pretty passive.
I think you're right.
And then he's going to go in, and I'm going to look stupid. All right. So,
that might be good. Hold on. Oh, good force field right there, keeping those Marines in that little diamond. And Squirtle's dealing with it pretty well. He's keeping a Guardian Shield up. He's keeping those force fields in place.
Yeah, he's actually microing like perfectly. You know, Squirtle said
that was good.
He claims to not have good micro. Not today, guys.
Yeah, no, that was quite solid. And his Colossi is about to pop out. He does have charge on the way, and +1 armor is just about finished. I think the main part of this is he only lost 1 Stalker there. He still has 4 sentries. I think, and he has his 2 Immortals still.
I think YoDa thinks he's more behind than he actually is. He's like now going to drop into the main here. You got to be careful.
Well, this drop in the main might actually turn out to be awesome.
Yeah, but if he messes it up, it's going to be really bad.
Yeah.
As are most things that you end up messing up.
Well, it looks like he might get the core here.
That's something.
In fact, he could get these Stalkers, but there you go. He's going to get some Stalkers. You know, if YoDa had some units closer to the natural right now, well, no, actually, he left some units to the natural, I'm sorry. So, Squirtle he's defending pretty well at this moment. This is a hard scenario to fight against.
And now we have the command center coming up over here in the upper right side of the map. It's been a good game so far, actually. All right, another drop over here. You can actually do this sometimes. You can fake somebody out by leaving and then dropping in the same place.
Yeah. And these drops are actually starting to really, really, really pay off. You can notice he's just picking off some units here and there, picking off pylons, tech, probes, anything. It doesn't really even matter. If he can just keep pressure on, you know, Squirtle gave up having, you know, things like blink or charge at the right times, or a bigger unit count at the right times to stop these drops more easily.
Scan there. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, so he's got 4 more Templar out now. And it looks like YoDa's going to go ahead and hit the front. And he's going to land the factory here. This is a great obstruction here on the map.
See, he's hitting right before Psystorm right now, so I don't know. Is he going to use some feedbacks? Is he just going to make Archons straight up? Is he going to try to force field enough that
he should really target down the Nexus actually right now if he could. That'd probably be the best move possible.
Yeah, that Psystorm's still not quite done, and just barely not getting that Nexus so far. A few different targetings a little bit earlier, he would have already gotten it, but it looks like he will get it anyways. Nice moves by YoDa.
You know, I got to say, YoDa's one of these guys that if he just has enough of an army, if you give him enough resources, he could do a lot with it, you know?
And get some good storms off. So, I mean, Squirtle's still kind of alive. Losing that Nexus is pretty terrible, though. This is a really bad scenario for Squirtle. Very, very bad. You know, that Immortal push, it just didn't really do enough damage. You know, that's the problem with an Immortal push like that. When the medevacs come out, you're at such a weak, disadvantageous position.
Well, YoDa, if he has 1 or 2 more good moves like this that hinder Squirtle anymore, I don't think that he can lose.
Yeah.
You know,
if he stays...
it's pretty...
he basically has to get really, really, really cost inefficient to lose this game.
Right. I mean, he would have to make a series of blunders.
He's 50% ahead as far as supply goes, 150 to 100. You know, this is really bad for Squirtle. Squirtle's looking for any sort of good engagement here.
And Squirtle, I think, is actually... frankly, I don't think he should be out on the map, but there's really not a lot of options for this guy right now.
Yeah, I mean, the drop going into his main base right now, we're going to have to see this is going to... Yeah, that's going to be annoying to deal with. You know, he's warping in some zealots around it, sure, but the medevac can easily pick up from here.
Yeah.
And it can even kill quite a bit of that off. Ghosts already popping out. Mobius Reactor about to finish. And that's going to make the High Templars worth quite a bit less than they are right this moment. And I don't know about that one. I've actually seen this a lot lately from Protosses, where they're running around kind of like this because the Zealots and Archons are scary enough to kind of keep the Terran back more. At the same time, you can get away, especially when you lead with Archons.
Archons are pretty fast, yeah. They'll get away.
Yeah. So, well.
But you know, at this point in time, I mean, YoDa is probably going to go for the kill move here.
Yeah.
There's no reason to not attack here.
Good side storm there.
That could not have been better.
No,
but
right.
It literally like hit every possible.
You would have had to stim twice under that to make that better.
That's the only way it could have possibly gone smoother.
Yeah, even one stim it wouldn't have been
better. It was like
that.
Every pixel of the side storm was doing damage to something there.
Yeah. He's down by 70 supply, man.
Well, I mean, this is what you do when you're this ahead. Is you don't have to like make 5 more barracks and then get ready to remax. You can actually just try to burn some of your pop on this. Haven't called it pop in a while, so we call it pop, man.
That's weird.
Pop, I don't even know what you're talking about. Supply.
Here we go. This is not a situation that should end favorably for Squirtle. Being 70 supply down and having very little splash damage. Yeah. At least he has the same upgrades right now. Both have 3 upgrades on their units. Still has those 2 immortals alive. I guess that's something.
Yeah, I think he's just going to get run over, man.
Yeah, this is too much.
This is like not a game of micro anymore.
And we should be seeing GG in a moment here. GG. All right, I mean, there's plenty to be said about that game. The build Squirtle did is actually pretty good in the metagame right now because people are not necessarily basically, people have been getting greedy. The last thing you want to fight against is 1 Rax expand into 2 more Raxes with that Immortal push after Nexus. If you hit any other build, it's going to do better than it did. That is literally the worst case scenario for the build he chose, but you know what? This is Squirtle's build involves not scouting. He blindly went into this build, so that's a risk that he chose to take. So definitely no excuses for Squirtle there, but that is not what you want to face with that. And YoDa realized this, and as soon as he got those medevacs, he was playing with the units up front. He's like, all right, I'm going to keep all your forces out here. You medevacs come, go in for a draw, you know?
Yeah.
It was well done by YoDa. He knew how to punish Squirtle.
This is normally how you see a player from a different league beat a weaker player, is they just kind of finesse their way in the early game.
Yeah.
With that drop and everything like that.
Sure. Yeah.
So it's kind of funny to see Squirtle actually lose like that, because Squirtle did a good job. Yeah, he did a good job actually, like trying to hold. I mean, for where he was keeping some of his army at the front and then go to. But
considering the situation he was in, you know, that's a situation where it's so hard to hold both fronts because your Colossi is a lot slower. You're not going to have charge. You're not going to have any Archons. You're not going to have blink. And your gateway unit count is going to be way lower because you spent so much on Immortals early on, which are immobile. They're going to be slow at countering all these things. Your economy is much slower because you went gate robo-gate rather than a fast expansion. You know, it was a bad situation for him, and I guess that's the end of that. Let's go into game number 2, Tasteless.
Okay, if you say so, Artosis.
Icarus, let's do it.
Let's do it on Icarus. Excuse me.
You ever play Kid Icarus?
Huh?
Kid Icarus?
I did not play Kid Icarus. that one. I didn't play Dig Dug either in Pokemon, unfortunately, for Squirtle's sake. We're going to go into game number 2 with these two guys. Get ready.